able to test over you. Good afternoon, and thank you for tuning in to the Raymond Hall Show. I am your host, Raymond Hall, and my equal co-host is here with me, Miss Errecca Flynn Walker.
Good afternoon, everyone.
And how is everyone doing? We are grateful to have you join us again on the Raymond Hall Show. Here is where your service speaks. So we are going to have an exciting show. We have a lot of things going on across the nation, and some of it is service, and some of it we're just going to call disservice. Because if it doesn't serve the whole or the good of the community, then we've got to look at who it serves. It may be something that's self-centered and self-serving. Ms. Walker and I just left an event, and sometimes I have to say to you, the thing is true that God will bring good out of a bad situation. We spoke to you about the passing of Mr. Robert Lee Gilliam.
He was in the military.
He was in the armed forces. He was in the Army, and they had his homegoing service today. And if it had not been for Miss Errecca Walker letting me know about it, then we would not have been able to participate in that homegoing service. So service is important.
Service is important.
Okay.
Just a little caveat that his daughter told me. It was a time when, what was it that happened when they called you, mandated you to come? What was the name of it?
They drafted you.
He was drafted. I was told by his daughter, and she was only 4 days old. He was 24 years old. Do they still implement the draft?
No, they don't do the draft right now. It's an all-volunteer army, and it was a distinctive shift.
Wow.
When they went from the draft to all volunteer. There was a lot of questions and things about it. I do remember it. I was a much younger person. So
that was something different. I hadn't heard that, and I thought that was interesting for all you audience members and people listening to know that there was a time when at 24 years old, a person would be called in the draft to go to serve.
Isn't youthfulness wonderful?
I mean,
to the viewing audience, youthful is one. See, we people, I won't say old, but we people who have a few more years, we remember the draft. It was one of those things where if you didn't go to school, if you didn't go to college or something like that, you were subject to the draft.
Automatically.
Well,
where did they get the names from? How did they know? Yeah.
Because everybody had to register.
Okay.
And it's not like it is today where you just registered to vote. Then when you got 18, you did go and register. And when you registered, that let them know that you was eligible for that draft. And a lot of people got drafted a lot earlier than 24.
Oh,
people
really?
got drafted at 18, 19 years old and that kind of thing. So for him to serve the nation, and with the large turnout at his homegoing service, that means that he gave service with the rest of his life, all of the children and grandchildren and aunts and uncles and everything. So it was really a moving experience. Here again, for those of you who don't know, everyone that served in the Vietnam era, our recent past president, Barack Obama, gave a citation for the Vietnam War era veteran. So if you served during the period of 1963, I think it was, to 1975, then you're of that war era and you deserve that pin. Don't hold me to the dates, ladies and gentlemen. I know it ended in 75, but I don't know about the 63 right now. It's been a long day. So thank you for that opportunity.
It was a great opportunity to serve in the capacity of just a friend and a sister and someone that can understand the time of bereavement. And I just want to say thank you to the family for allowing me to be of service to them. Thank you to Mr. Hall for showing up and representing in a wonderful and magnificent way based upon his time in the military and also just as a servant. And I appreciate him for that. I just wanted to make a point of that. And also we look forward to this conversation because we always have some good hot topics. It's a different conversation.
Right. That's right. Yeah. So we have a guest that's running a little late. Her name is Bibi Angola, and you are in for a treat. Now, we're going to back up just a little bit to move forward.
Okay.
Last week, we had Vermont Slauson Economic Development Corporation.
Yes, we did.
And one of the things that we just ran out of time to talk about was they're having a event in September.
Yes, they are.
And
it's going to be at Los Angeles Trade Tech.
It's going to be at Los Angeles Trade Tech. Okay. And we're supposed to get some more information on that for the Los Angeles Trade Tech.
Right. It's going to be the launch of new business because Vermont Economic Development Corporation is based upon starting a business, getting your business license, and they're launching a new portion of their business enhancement, which is, what did he say it was going to be?
Well, I think he just sent it to us in his email. Okay. So if you'll bear with us, this is the time of economics. So while I'm talking, Ms. Walker can look it up on her email, and we can keep moving on. But we were remiss in talking about it. So see if it dropped in your email.
Okay.
Let's see if it comes up, and if it comes up, then we can all go through it and see what it is together. It's important because business is the economic engine of any community. So when you talk about the vibrancy of a community, you need to have a balance. You need to have an equal balance of community. You need to have an equal balance of education access and education participation. And you also need to have a equal access to social consciousness, because it's the social consciousness that will move you past what you have today into an understanding of tomorrow. So this business, the Vermont Slauson Economic Development Corporation, it's what equips you. Not everyone is going to be equipped to work on somebody else's job. Somebody is going to be equipped to open up their own company so someone can work on a job provided to them, or you will be a conduit for them to have a job. So get involved in whatever economic engines or business development is in your community. The Vermont Slauson Economic Development Corporation is in South Los Angeles, and it serves a greater part of the Los Angeles community, but there are also others that do the same thing. I think there's about 7 others of that kind of thing. Right.
And they're in all different various parts of Los Angeles where you can receive this these classes on business sources and economics. So what we're going to be speaking of right now is the promotions, the food truck, September 23rd, Los Angeles Trade Tech College. Learn about the ABCs of a mobile business, which is very up and coming nowadays.
Of a mobile business. Of
a mobile business. This is what type of business it is. And it will be FreshWorks loan programs goes until the funds will run out, from $5,000 to $35,000. You must be able to demonstrate a healthy food component in their retail store for children or families in the retail setting. So Vermont Slauson, pretty much Terry Goubertin is the City of Los Angeles business source. It's operated by Vermont Slauson Economic Corporation. Their number where they could be reached is 323-753-2335. If you like some information regarding the mobile retail and food truck business expo. So this is something that's hot, and it's the new hot trend right now where people are going mobile. So it will be on also August the 8th, which is a Saturday, and that's when they had their last one, looks like. But it will be at Los Angeles Trade Tech College, the main stage. The presentations will include making your business mobile, building your mobile retail, food truck, or cart, financing your mobile retail business, and an assortment of other ideas and things that you'll be able to do for economic progress and growth in your life.
And what's interesting is this is the first time I've heard of a workshop on mobile food eateries. Okay, so it must be really growing. I know that you have some that specialize in the different kind of cuisines.
Right. But this is also retail, so it's not just for food; it's for retail. And the expo will include actual truck cart styles, and where you can decide. Well, I want to have a retail store, and they can go in and they'll help you to style the inside of this mobile business. Also, marketing for mobile retail and food truck, vehicle inspection and planning. Also, you'll learn how to put your business plan together. So all these things will be included in this new program that they're going to be offering, which is a business expo coming up in September.
Now, does it have a date? Does it have a specific date on it?
The date is September.
Okay. So
the date is September 23rd at the Los Angeles Trade Tech College.
Okay. So September 23rd, everybody get down to Los Angeles Trade Tech College that's interested in learning more about the food truck business, whether it's goods or restaurant entrepreneurs and those kind of things. Okay. So we're going to shift focus, and I'm going to go to another current event while Ms. Walker look at another current event. We're going to shift gears now to, and I just about forgotten about this one, about the VA clothing allowance. Now, often we talk about the VA and disabilities and those kind of things. If you have a disability where it affects your the clothes that you wear, in other words, if they wear out quicker or...
What type of disability? Give me an example of a disability.
In my case, I have, how shall I say it, certain material can make me itch.
Okay.
And because I have to get the clothes cleaned more frequently, they wear out quicker.
Okay.
So the VA gives a clothing allowance.
A clothing allowance.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Now that's in and on top of whatever compensation you're already getting. But the clothing allowance only comes once a year, and you have a certain time frame by which you have to apply for that clothing allowance. Mm-hmm. Well, that clothing allowance is open right now. It says, did you know that you may be eligible for an annual clothing allowance if you use a prosthetic orthopedic appliance, or if you have medication to serve as an ointment or something for your skin.
Okay.
So if you have those things, then you are entitled to, or you can apply to see if you're eligible for this clothing allowance. It's a one-time, once-a-year allowance, but you have to apply during a certain period. So let's help each other out here. Girlfriends help your boyfriends. Boyfriends help your girlfriends. If you know about it, it's not something that everybody would talk about. It might not be even something that you've discussed with everyone. But if you're the veteran and you know about it, then at least look into whether this is an eligible benefit.
Sounds good. That sounds like another additional resource that someone could always use. I never heard anybody say I don't need no more money. So this is another resource, not just the money, something else that you can add the value to your life. If you know someone that's a veteran or a neighbor that knows someone, just get the word out. And if you're just in a conversation, mention it, and you never know, it may be something that you can pass on to someone.
Okay. Now, if you want to find out more information, you can go to your VA centers, your medical centers, that kind of thing, or you can go to the web at www.prosthetics.va.gov/PSAS clothing.
Okay. So
just go to either one of those and inquire about it. I've been trying to be calm about this thing, but is Washington getting any better?
All I can do is just take a deep breath right now on it, because yesterday I was trolling the internet, which is what I do, and I was alarmed to see that there's a representative, and his name is Representative King, and he is just blatant in his disregard for a certain population of the people. And so what we like for each and every one of you to do is tune in at Facebook, to the Raymond Hall Show, and we will be having some further information regarding this subject matter. But, you just need to be abreast of your current events so that you can be aware of what's going on in our communities right now.
Okay. And we are going to take a really quick break, and we will be right back.
We'll be right back, everyone. Thanks.
All right, and we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your patience, for the long pause. As I told you, we have a special treat today. We have Miss Bibi Angola, and she is accomplished on many levels. I want to say she's definitely a friend, and she is also an educator. She retired from the Paramount school system, and she went on to teach in Hawaii. Teaching is just her thing across the globe. She's also an author. She wrote a book called The Gentle Red Pen, and she's also a developer. I watched her build houses, so there's many ways. We could talk all day about Miss Bibi, Miss Angola. She told me a story some years ago that I never forgot, and we're short on time, but the Raymond Hall Show, I got to have a minute.
Yes.
She told me how when she first started, she had a carton of apples and her only son in the back seat, and she had some trouble with the car. And I looked at her, and I saw that day when the construction people had to stop and help you push the car out of the way, and with the apples in the sun. And look at her today. She's a world traveled person. She definitely is. I can't say too much. So welcome to the show.
Welcome, Bibi.
Thank you.
It's a great privilege and honor to have you here.
We're working on a short schedule, so we're going to get right into it. You want to share with us about generational wealth. Now, talk to us about that.
Okay. Well, there's a few things we as Black people.
Okay.
We live from hand to mouth. Most people in America at this point are living from hand to mouth, but particularly Black people. If you really think about it, imagine not having $100 extra a month, every month, just $100.
Okay.
You're destined to stay in slavery.
Okay.
We're just going to be slaves.
Right.
And the same sidewalks that our parents walked, we'll walk, and then our kids will walk. And if you really step back a minute and look, we get nowhere.
Okay.
Right.
And there are many people who, at the end of the month, don't have $100.
Don't have 50. Don't have 20.
Don't have zero.
And I got to say, at one point in my life, that was a situation with me.
We all have been.
You know,
We all have been,
Yes.
You know?
Okay.
So there are several things. I bought just one of mine. I just happen to have one of my.
Oh, she just happened to have it.
Happen to have one.
Okay.
Money saving tips, but
Okay.
it's not to plug it, but it's to tell you that it's very practical, and I just want to break it down.
Okay.
Basically, one of my first things is I would start with people need to learn to save $1 a day.
I've been saying that for years.
Have you been doing it?
Yes, I have, and I've started
Just $1 a day?
$1 a day.
Well, it should be. Let me just for people that. Let's just start at the beginning, $1 a day. I would really say at this stage of the game, we should be doing $5 a day.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
But I'm going to say $1 a day to get you started.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because there are 365 days in a year.
Yes.
Okay.
So at the end of the year, and it's when it's Christmas, New Year's Eve, we say Happy New Year's.
Right.
We don't even have $365.
Right.
So all this impulse spending, we go to the store, when we get to the store, they deliberately put gum, lifesavers, little knickknacks right there. That's called impulse buying.
Right.
So we just automatically just grab and just blow $1 on a bottle of water that costs nothing.
Right.
Or, we'll buy some chips or something. It's
Right.
called impulse buying.
Okay.
There goes that $1 a day.
Okay.
So when we save $1 a day, I am suggesting that it's not quarters. It has to be a paper dollar.
Okay.
Okay.
A paper dollar a day.
Okay.
And, it should be kept in something very inconspicuous, like a coffee mate thing, like that.
A tin, you're saying?
It could be tin or plastic,
Tin or
but
plastic,
something
okay.
that you would think is nothing.
Okay.
And just if you're in bed, say, oh my God, I forgot my $1.
Right.
Get up and put it in there, and you will be surprised. It will, once you have like $50, it's only $50. However, the discipline of that, you would be amazed what happens. So when I first started that program with a lot of people, I got so many reports from different people.
Okay.
I know I myself, when I started doing it, I shocked myself. I was like, at the end, I have this like party, like, okay, open it up, and you dump your money out.
Right.
And I had $7,000.
Wow. I need to start writing, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
I need to start. I shouldn't be host right now. I should be student.
That was 7,000.
That was 1 day,
That
1
was
year.
1 year.
That was 1 year.
I started, like what people don't like. There's so many things. Like when you get a raise, don't take your raise.
Right.
When you get a raise, call up your financial planner, and have him or her automatically put that into your account so that you're not feeling it. So that when I left teaching, I was on a much higher salary schedule than I realized because I was still down here because I never took the raises.
Okay.
So, I didn't realize, for example, I was saving $2,000 a month.
Wow.
Because I had gotten, and that wasn't my, I don't call it a piggy bank, I call it a biggie bank.
A biggie bank.
Yeah.
Biggie
yeah.
bank.
I like that biggie
Okay,
bank.
okay.
I like that biggie bank.
So, yeah, and so, you would be surprised what happens when you can trick yourself into saving. I mean, I do all these little tricks, and they work.
They do work.
That's what that brought us to the where you said
And then save $2 bills.
Wow.
You see, $2 bills are better than you have when you go to the bank. Because they have them. People just don't ask.
Right.
So you say, excuse me, do you have any $2 bills? And they say, well, I have 10, which is $20. Okay, may I have them? So when I travel or whatnot, when I travel a lot, I give a $2 bill for a tip, or sometimes two, and that's cheaper than a $5. So you're still saving money, and you're becoming memorable, and they love it.
They love it.
They're like, oh, $2 bill. So which has a black man on the back of it. That.
Oh, really? No,
Learned that from Dick Gregory. Yeah, when they had the Continental Congress before. George Washington was not the first president of the United States. We know that, or maybe I hope. And before the United States became the United States, there was Continental Congress.
Right.
Continental Congress had their own head presidents too before it was declared. 1776,
right.
The United States was functioning. So there, if you look on the back of a $2 bill, you might use a magnifying glass so you can see that he's shaded in. If I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but that's just a little tidbit. When you check it out and Google it,
Thanks for that tidbit. All you audience members, I hope you take the time to listen to Bibi.
Is that a part of the creative gifts and ways to trick yourself into wealth? Was that a part of it, or is that something different?
Well, that's part of it, a little part of it, the idea of the $2 bills. But I was going to, but in terms of the creative gifts and going back, let me just go back to the generational wealth, so I can expound on that.
Okay.
I brought with me, I thought you might just want to see it. For example, this is these are my parents.
Okay,
and that's my mom and my father. And I recently decided, one of my brothers, and I'm going to show you I'm going to tell you what's inside of that in a minute.
Can you guys see that? That's Bibi's family.
And I'm suggesting this for other families. That's why and this is the first time I'm actually kind of sharing this openly, because I'm going to do some things. I'm going to show you some things in the book in a minute here if I can see it. When we talk about generational wealth,
LLC.
Yes, this is what I did. My brother passed away because I've been doing this for years, but now I've decided to formalize it. What generational wealth means is that when you pass on, when you make your transition to the other side, for example, usually people just cry, they have a repast, you eat food, and then everybody goes back and drives back home or flies back home or whatever they do. And that's the end of it until the next
family reunion,
death in the family, or next death
or
in
wedding.
The family.
That's the two major times we get together.
Isn't that the truth?
It's the truth.
Weddings
or death. Everyone
and
comes.
Reunion once in a
reunion.
while. That's right. So reunions, people have jokingly talked about funerals as being like reunion time.
It is.
So I was sitting at my brother that recently passed, and I said, just the end of this. It's the end of this. And I've been seeing other families do it, the Rockefellers, the Trumps, the DuPonts, the Mellons, Anderson Cooper's family, Gloria Vanderbilt, his mother, and all the rest of them do it. What this is, I'm going to share it with you. I put it just so you can see. This is a picture of my father.
Okay.
And my father died when I was 6 years old.
Okay.
But nevertheless, I decided to put him. So I didn't know him that well. I knew him a little bit.
Okay.
But I decided to put him first, even though I know my mother obviously more, back to the head of the family.
Yes.
As first person, as opposed to my mother. So in my trunk of my car, there are 10 of these, and that's my mom, and that's my mom's mom, and I'm getting ready to right now get. My father has 2 sisters, and his mother was, and that's my mom's. These are, and that's something. And what I'm telling you is that I'll just explain it to you. And this was my own personal book, so this next page, don't even pay attention.
Okay.
The other people don't have this. This
Okay.
next page just
Is your personal?
Right. That's my
Okay.
personal, so forget that.
That's you?
Yeah. That's why I'm saying that. That's why I said. That's why I said.
We all have a picture
That's why
like
I
that,
said.
Bibi.
That's
I love it.
I have to tell the truth. Some of the pictures I've seen, but I haven't seen.
that
them.
what-
Yeah, that's what I'm
She
saying.
been hiding.
It's not about this,
Okay.
you know.
Okay.
What I want to tell you is that this is a teaching degree from my aunt. It says colored on it.
Wow.
From 1933, so she could teach colored children
Wow.
in Georgia, and she got 89.9. And that's something. So in the back of this book, I have my mom, my grandmother.
You have a group photo
that-
right there.
These aren't my family members. I'm not even sure all about. Just know it's my grandma.
Okay.
And they all raising their hands, saying, they got some kind of degree.
Right.
So that's the back side of this picture. Of this here. So in terms of generational wealth, I gave the backdrop. This is our family. This is our logo. It's going to eventually put in an oval shape, and we have a mission statement and a purpose. And we meet once a month.
Okay.
Telephonically. And I chose. Just a second. I chose 9 nephews and nieces.
Okay.
That I felt were, shall I say, fiscally responsible.
Okay.
So what we're doing is saving $100 a month.
Like a scholarship fund.
No,
No?
like an investment fund.
Investment fund. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
right,
Okay.
Investment fund.
Right. This is how you create generational wealth. And this anyway, I can explain that. I just wanted to show you.
Okay.
I wanted them to know the root to this. You
So
save.
that's the generational wealth, is to plan and do something that will go over generationally.
Yeah, and how you do
to
it is this:
deal
you
with.
save $100 a month. That's just I'm just giving you the backdrop so you can see pictures of.
Okay.
Sitting
Get a
there,
visual.
roots. Right. Save $100 a month.
Okay.
Okay, and in this particular case, there are 10 of us.
Per
That's
person?
a lot to have per person.
Okay.
And that's a lot to have, get 10 people together to agree on anything.
Yes.
Right? So they had to drop egos, all of us. We're all 10%, including myself.
Okay.
My gift to my nephews and nieces is my time and my wisdom. And I'm going to guide them there.
Right.
And so we save $100 a month. So there's 10 of us. So that's $1,000.
A month.
A month. Okay? And right now we are in the month of
July.
This is July, okay, and we have $8,000.
Wow.
Okay, already, because the kids were so excited. I say kids, they're everybody's in their 30s, you know.
Right.
But they're kids.
Right,
They're kids.
right. And they're so excited. Baby, I want to pay up in advance. So some of them are paying in advance. So what we're doing is we're saving $100 a month. So that's $12,000. Next year, we've all committed to. This came to me. God just kind of gave me this vision. We're saving $200 a month. So that's $2,400 each person. Okay, so that's $24,000.
Right.
So $24,000 plus $12,000 is $36,000. Right. Now, by then they're used to saving money, and I'm telling this for other people to like.
To catch on.
I'm passing
right. We want you to
I'm
listen
passing
to
this
this.
investment club. What we're doing.
Yeah, that's what it is.
In the third year, we've committed to $300 a month, which is a lot. But by then, that's why I'm doing it. So that's why I said $1 a month.
Right.
Later on, I didn't want to tell
$1 a
you.
day to start off, and then you add, and then you
Right.
eventually get to $100 a month. Then you make a commitment.
100. That's on the side.
Okay.
In other words, that's just something you just do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is
In
separate.
addition, that's in
right,
addition.
In addition, right? Because eventually, eventually you'll have probably 5. I told you this off. Eventually, you'll have probably 5 different things you're putting into. You know what I mean?
Right.
Different
Once you really got to go on one for your vacation.
That's pretty interesting because not only have you covered the individual saving, but you looked at it collectively as a family.
Yes.
That's right.
Too.
And
So the wealth is inside of the family.
That's right.
I didn't hear, and I don't need to hear what you were saving with, but just to know that the family
I want you to know.
has it.
This is something I want people to steal it.
Yes,
you know,
do it because
I'm giving this away. You know, and so and we're buying property.
Okay.
So the family, you guys collectively came together and said, "This is what we're going to do once we save the money."
That's right.
Right. That's the same thing I proposed to my mom, and a lot
Errecca
of people
in Georgia. We've chosen Georgia.
You chose Georgia is where you're going to make the purchase.
Yes, for our initial purchase, so we've chose Georgia because. Because I bought a house down there, so I'm not there. It's empty. I have people staying in it off and on for me, but that's going to be my base. So, and I checked out the prices, and they're reasonable. So, with them having $12,000, not them, us having $36,000 and eventually $72,000, you don't even need that much.
Right.
You can purchase something like you can buy, for example, an 8-unit building in Georgia for $150,000.
Really?
And people don't know that. People don't realize it because we're just so
stuck on California.
Mesmerized on California, right? But the money, you can take a property in California, buy an 8-unit building, get some people to fix up some walls, rent it out, and keep the building, and you'll be bringing in a good $1,000 a month extra that you're not working for.
Right.
After all is said and done, taxes are very low, and just lots of things. And so people don't realize we need to diversify. So what we're going to do eventually, our ultimate goal, each person in our group is going to own a building, at least one.
Yeah.
So they're going to each have their own buildings, and then eventually we might go public. We don't know where it's going to go. We're looking at commercial. We're buying commercial. We're buying land because I have experience building. We might build. We might do triple net, which is when you buy like a strip. I'm looking at strip malls.
Strip malls.
Yeah, because that's triple net income, which they pay their rent. They pay the mortgage.
I've experienced one of those.
And the insurance.
I had a computer company, and I was in a triple net.
Right.
The man downstairs cooked turkeys. My gas bill was because was paying for his oven to cook the turkey.
Exactly.
And then on the other end, it was a beautician. She was fixing hair.
Right.
So you were paying
Fixing turkeys, fixing hair. I just got a computer company.
Yes.
No.
I'm
You're
paying
supposed
for
to. Triple net is when they pay it.
Right.
No,
Not
no.
Net
you.
income for you. You should have had them. That's the beauty of it. They pay everything.
I was a tenant like they were.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
And see, I didn't feel it. Yeah, I didn't feel it when the building was full. But when we had the earthquake in the valley,
Yes.
I was out there.
The Northridge earthquake.
In Northridge earthquake, I lived in Santa Clarita.
Okay.
Oh.
70% of that building moved. But the turkey man and the hair lady didn't move.
They stayed there.
My utility bill went through the roof. Okay, on the triple net.
Wow.
Look, for the sake of time, let's shift gears here. What about? I really want to talk about we can come back. Talk to us about the prison industry for a little bit. We got about a little less than 15 minutes.
Okay, before I do real fast, I want to just make one more plug in about money.
Okay.
Because that's really, because the prison is that's a whole nother, I want to tell you about the movie I'm doing. But real fast, I brought this because I thought this would be I'm very interested in Black people understanding money.
Okay.
Yes.
One of the things I've also gotten into is gold and silver.
Okay.
Yes.
Of which we don't know anything about a lot of times. But I just want to show you something here, Raymond. In fact, you can open it. You'd be the one to open it.
I would be the one to open it.
Yeah, you open it. This, for example, I talked about creative gifts. I think I said in there. So in reference to gifting, when you take your gold, your money, and you're going out buying your little children a gift, a piece of plastic, something or other. Carefully open it like that. You might want to think about buying a gift like this.
Okay.
United States Mint, American Liberty 225 anniversary. silver medal. Okay.
I didn't bring the gold because
Okay.
I was a little too expensive to bring it here.
Right.
Okay. So, and
Notice the packaging.
Yes, packaging is beautiful,
okay,
and we're still opening
and
it
we're
up.
still opening it up.
Stay with us, audience members.
Okay. All right, and we're still going.
Let me open this part for you.
Okay.
That's the booklet that comes with it, but
It's
might want to show
official.
it.
It's also official. United States. This is from the
Wow.
Mint, you guys. You see
Wow.
this? United States Mint.
Here, take
You
this.
see
off.
that?
Look at who it is.
And it has the seal and everything on it. American Liberty 225th Anniversary Silver Medal.
And let me take it
Wow.
out so you can actually.
Well, let's see. Can you see that?
Touch the front. Let me see something.
Okay. So,
I want you to see this.
Okay.
Hold it like that, okay? So you don't fingerprints much.
so anyway.
Okay, this is a silver.
Look what it is. It's a black woman.
It's a black. Oh, this is the one I've heard about. And she has
Hold
her
it like
braids. She
this.
has corn. She has
Yeah.
cornrows.
Yes. And that's $60.
Is that right?
You see?
Now, who is that?
This is an African American woman with cornrows. If you can zoom in and you can see it.
She was a finalist for one of the models initially for the Statue of Liberty
Okay.
in France,
Okay.
and so they got
It was
hold
minted
it like
in,
this.
it was
She
minted in
really do it like this.
1792.
No, that just came out.
Oh, it just
that
came out.
came out June 6th.
Okay. Well, evidently
Okay,
she can't pick it
and-
up. We'll have to shoot it and put it online.
Okay,
where they
but
can
isn't that
pick it up.
something? This
Yeah.
is $60.
Yes, and I
Okay.
remember hearing about that.
And see, and this is one piece of silver.
Mm-hmm.
And imagine a beautiful gift to give someone symbolically, and they're coming out one with a Latino woman, and they're coming out one with a Native American woman, and they're coming out one with the Asian woman. But the black woman was first.
Okay.
Wow.
And I also have a couple of these in gold. And like this is $59 and 95 cents.
Okay.
The gold initially was $15, $1,540, and now it's $1,690.
Wow.
Wow.
So
In 2
it
months.
has appreciated
Yeah.
in this
gold.
period.
And
of
these
time.
are collector's items,
Collector's-
and the gold is $100. It says $100 for the denomination. But obviously, it's more than that. It's gold, right?
Okay. All right.
Pure gold.
So this is something that you would ensure that you would pass down as a gift versus giving someone cash or a literal gift.
right, it's $60.
It's $60.
And you
That's-
see, when have you ever seen a black woman on a coin?
It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
You know?
Yeah,
I
it is.
remember
It is.
hearing
It is.
about it.
And then
We're-
look at this real fast.
Yeah.
You
Well,
have
we got
see.
to we got to move on, BB.
Okay, but these are so. I want the people to see these because these are things are gifts. Look,
Okay. Wow.
that's President Obama.
That's incredible.
Okay,
Wow.
it's $40.
$40.
That's impressive.
Yes.
Wow.
And it has a stand.
That is impressive.
And you, and so
Oh my
little
God, I
and
love
people
it.
don't know that these things are out here. That's
Yeah. Now, where did you get this at?
U.S. Mint.
U.S. Mint.
U.S.
This
Mint.
is all from the U.S. Mint.
Okay.
See what a beautiful
And it says
gift
the single
that is?
most powerful word in our democracy is the word "we," and it's signed by our president, our
Recent past president.
past President Barack Obama.
And they have them for the first term and second term. Yes.
Okay. And that's the what, first term, second term?
That's the first term one.
Okay. All
So, and the reason I know you're saying about the prison, but that's going to be a whole nother thing. And I just have to show you this.
Yeah.
This is a bag of Frederick Douglass quarters that just came out.
And that came from the Mint as well.
Yes.
So how do we
That-
find out
you
this
have one.
information?
Yeah.
How do we know? We go to the Mint.
Go to the U.S. Mint.
Go to the U.S. Mint.
And this is the way, go to you just go online, usmint.gov.
Okay.
And there's Tuskegee Airmen, Jesse Owens, Martin Luther King.
Are these
Coretta
solid
Scott
gold?
King. These
Are they solid?
$6.95.
Okay.
Right.
These are $6. Those are
Okay.
$7 gifts. So you'll make your children. Here's Tuskegee Airmen. See here. So here's the Little Rock. The kids that got killed. Here's President Obama. $6.95. The smaller one.
right.
See. So these
Okay.
are things.
That you can
give
that
your
you can
kids.
give your
Yeah.
kids, and they
Right.
can
Make,
keep
and,
this.
make them research.
Right.
And learn. So that's why I said about tricking.
Like a history lesson as well.
Exactly.
So
as
that's
well
the
as
part about tricking yourself
into
into creative ways.
Well, yeah, that's
Creative
the
gifts.
$2 bills. That's
Yeah.
creative gifts.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Oh wow, that's impressive. That's beautiful.
And this is at the. All you have to do is go to the Mint, which a lot of us we normally. That's not somewhere that we would be googling or going to on a regular basis. But I think that this is very informational. It's a new place for us to touch bases with, just to get more familiarized with what is really going on and what's right at the tip of our fingers, which is all of this. All of this great and informative from the United States Mint. We have some coins, and it's just an opportunity for you and me and Bibi, and I really appreciate her for bringing this to our attention, because I've never gone to their website, the Mint.
They have a Mint downtown.
Do
I think
they?
we went to they took the state to, and it wasn't like this. This was where they keep the old money.
Right.
And it's just massive amounts of money stacked up on pallets.
That they're going to discard because they discard it after so long.
Okay, so we are coming up on the last few minutes of the show. Talk to us about what's next for you.
Well, as I told you, I'm working on a movie. I've never done a movie before.
Okay.
And
in what capacity are you playing in the movie?
I'm writing the movie.
You're writing the movie, okay.
Doing a
screenplay.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I was recently on a jury duty. Mm-hmm. I served on a murder case. Mm-hmm. And as I told you, I can't tell you the name of the movie because I haven't copywritten it yet. Okay. And I want to make sure when I research it that it's, that I can have that title, because I've spoken to a few people about it and people really loved it. So I'm trying to pitch it. But what it's about basically is this. Our black men are going into jail and being beaten and killed at an alarming rate. Mm-hmm. Obviously, as we know, to the point that we're like almost filing our nail, like, I thought that was, this is another one, we can't keep up. Mm-hmm. And so when I served on a jury duty recently, I was exposed to how
the system runs.
Yes, exactly. I was exposed to what's going on in order to make black men get convicted. Mm-hmm. I mean, there are actually things going on way behind the scenes. So I began to do research, and more research, and I was like, wow. And I have some things that, I don't know, maybe they're going to call me a whistleblower, or they're going to call me a whatever, but this is information that has to go out. And now it's also hit my own family, and I see it, and I said, I'll be darned, there it is. And once you know what they're doing, I mean, we see what they're doing, right? But there's more to it, and our kids don't know. And so when they get arrested, like, here are your Miranda rights, they get around it. Mm-hmm. They get around the Miranda rights, right. In very interesting ways. Mm-hmm. And so we think everything is legal eagle. Well, what about my rights? I'm going to explain what's going on. I know it's not going to be popular, but it's something that has to be done, because I've done prison work for over half my life. Right. And so now this is really coming to the forefront, and it's information that I'm going to soon. I plan to be finished no later than September. Okay. I plan to get it out to everybody so they can have everybody needs this information.
Well, here you have not only a friend here, but you have a platform.
Yes,
so
you do. Absolutely.
Whenever you decide you want to share more detail with us, whether it's call in, Skype, or coming into the studio, you're welcome.
Thank
welcome
you.
to do.
May I just say this? Mm-hmm. Sure. Moving lips sink ships.
That's true.
And if I could say anything to kids out there, these kids that get arrested, shut your mouth.
Exactly. That's what I always say. And, did you see the movie The 13th, the Ava DuVernay?
Yes.
Okay, the documentary.
Yes.
I just saw that for the first time, and it broke my heart. And it really moved me from that moment until now, because it opens up with our past president, Barack Obama, speaking. And he's saying we're only 5% of the whole world population, yet 40% of black and brown people are incarcerated. This is a business.
Yes.
They can't be in business and make money unless they have our literal sons and daughters in their system.
That's right.
And so for Bibi to touch on this is giving me a cold chill right now, because this is monumental.
Yes.
I mean, it's out of the atmosphere of the type of time and effort that has been put into making this whole system work and continue to run. Yes. So what we're going to do is we're going to take more time with Bibi and with the other people that are familiar with this subject, and we're really gonna take some time to get the information out, because we think each and every one of you need to know, because it makes a difference in all of our lives. I met a young man today. I was introduced while I was at the repast to a woman, and she said that her husband had been incarcerated for 27 years, and he was standing there. He was in prison for. I met him today, and it just gives me a cold chill over my body, because to think about 27 years incarceration. But the beautiful thing is that he made it out. He was there today, standing with his wife, who had been committed to him throughout this time. So this is a hot subject topic that I believe that we're going to be able to really get some information out there, and I just look forward to more conversation on that with Bibi and you all, the listeners.
I will say this: it's long been an issue for me. Okay, people don't have a clue on what this thing is all about. And, with the day of the internet and everything else, we don't have the time to really go through it. We only have a few minutes left, but I'll say this to you. It's a lot of things that's going on. When you talked about poverty, when you talked about people that don't have that $50, $100 at the end of the month, it not only puts the person in a position personally, but it puts them in a position through the system. It's not so much that they know what's in your pocket, but they do know what's in your pocket through your behavior in some cases. Kids don't think things through.
But it's basically systemic.
Okay. Well, what I'm simply saying to you is this is the Raymond Hall Show, and the Raymond Hall Show is all about service, and as you know what it's about, it's a different conversation. The service of you speaks differently from what the talk of you says. We can all talk, and we can, if we do it long enough, we can talk a good talk. But what does your work say? The young man that went home today, he's through talking. His work now has to speak for him, whatever he did. So we want to thank each and every one of you for viewing in. We want to thank Bibi for putting herself aside with all the things she had to go on to come into the studio to share with you. Pay attention, ladies and gentlemen. There's no do-overs. The people talk about eternal life. Let me tell you something. The eternal life they're talking about is the consciousness that's left of you. Okay? When you have a consciousness to this earth and you are called to do what you are called to do through service, and you do that, your consciousness on the other side is going to be at a different state than if you have a consciousness, I wish I would have, could have, should have listened, and I didn't do nothing. Have some service in your life. This is Raymond Hall with the Raymond Hall Show, saying thank you again to Miss Bibi Angola for everything that you've done all of your life, and thanking my co-host, Miss Errecca Flynn Walker, for everything she does. And I'm going to leave the last word to these two ladies because I'm bowing out.
Okay, I'd just like to say thank you for all of our listening audience. Tune in next week at this same time at the Raymond Hall Show. You can also go to Facebook and like us and leave any comments or questions that you may have. And again, thank you to Miss Bibi for joining our table today.
And how do we get in touch with you, Bibi? What contact information you want to leave, if any?
Oh, you can just email me at generalpen91@gmail.com.
Okay.
And right after my my things are finally copywritten, I'd love to come back and spill the beans and tell you.
We love to have you back, Bibi. We look forward to it. And we didn't get a chance to get around to Bibi's book, The Gentle Red Pen, but we will have some information up on our Facebook page. And again, we look forward to seeing you next time. This is the Raymond Hall Show. My name is Errecca Flynn Walker. Good afternoon, and have a great day, everyone.
Bye-bye.